Okay, I hope that you guys can see this and it's not too dark in here for you. Welcome to Frequency Roll Radio. These are the witching hours. So we're going to go ahead and do this tarot reading. And forgive me, my stomach is like acting up. So Gemini, I don't know if you got some stomach issues going on. And this is so funny because my stomach has not been acting up all day. I think it's because of the cup of coffee I just had. And all of a sudden it's acting up. Of course, right when I sit down here, it seems like something always happens before I do a reading. I guess it's meant for me to give you guys whatever message that is. And so I was going to say, Gemini, are you having some stomach issues or some things going on? Do you need to, just make sure you're getting your health checked out and you're taking care of your health? And then I thought about how my Gemini friend was having some stomach issues earlier. So that's funny. Because had I not... wasn't just having some stomach issues right now, I would have never mentioned stomach issues unless something came up in the cards that made me see that. So we're just gonna hop into the reading. Let's do a quick reading. I got a new deck and I want to see what's popping for Gemini with that deck. So I'm just gonna lay the cards as I see fit. And we'll see what we come up with. I haven't used this deck here in a while, so I'm just going to give it a shuffle. And we'll just take a look at what's going on for the Geminis out there. My phone is charging. I have a really good question about this. Not a good question, but I have a really serious questions about cell phones and chargers. Why do the freaking chargers always break? I need to know that. No charger should be breaking within like a week or two of buying it. I literally just bought another charger for my iPhone and it's like broken already. And you know how you got to plug it in, turn the cord, twist the cord, sit the phone on the cord to get it to charge. Yeah, that's what's going on over here. So I don't even know what is the deal with that. Like, why are the chargers so breakable? And I don't even recall, like, the charger is new. I haven't done anything to that charger for it to be broken. So I don't know. Or maybe it's my phone, because I am always getting water in the phone. And some people, it's like technology is just not meant for us, because no matter what phone I have, how many years of a time span is gone between me breaking another phone, I always seem to break my cell phones. I guess maybe everybody at some point breaks cell phones, but do you break like 2, 3, 4 iPhones? Do you do that? It sucks. So sorry for me babbling. I guess that's my little Gemini type rant, right? So we're just going to see what's going on with you guys. I still have the Rider-Waite deck. I'm going to deal a few cards from the Rider-Waite deck in this spread too. But before we get started, and I'll try to remember to put, if you want to skip past this intro, I'll try to remember to put the time that the actual reading starts. But I just want to say happy birthday to all of the Geminis out there. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, awesome, fantastic, fantabulous, exciting birthday. I know excitement is the name of the game for my Geminis out there. And I know that Venus is moving into your sign. So hopefully you guys will be feeling the love. Maybe if you're single, you'll have some love partners coming in. Somebody you can play with and you can have some fun with and all of that good stuff. I believe, excuse me, belching. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't looked at the planets in a couple of days, but I think Mercury is in Gemini also. I know Mars is in Cancer, which is excellent. I love when Mars is in Cancer. It gives me, usually I move at a slower pace, being a Cancer, being a crab, but Mars gives me a lot of go energy. Mars gives me a lot of go energy when it's in Cancer. Kind of gets me fired up. The downside is it brings out the attitude, like the short temper, like don't say the wrong thing, or I'm like gonna tell you what I think with no holds bars, pretty much, or trying to hold in bars somewhat, but you're basically gonna get the point of how I'm feeling. So I love when Mars is in Cancer because it gives more energy and it gives like a go thing. And of course the sun is in Gemini, So it's, we still got Saturn and Pluto over there retrograde in Capricorn, and North Node is still in Cancer. I believe the North Node may still be in retrograde as well. And this is a new deck. I haven't used it. Gemini, you're going to be the first ones who are getting a reading with this deck. So we'll just see what comes out. I'm not going to, shuffle it too much. They're still going to be somewhat in order. I haven't spent a lot of time shuffling this deck, but hey, what's meant to be is what's meant to be. The cards that's meant to come out are meant to come out. And I really, really like this deck. The only thing I don't like about this deck or any deck is the cards are pretty thin. If it's a cheaper deck, like under $30, a lot of times, and I can't say that because not all the time are the cards that thin, but I like a thicker card because if you do a lot of readings, you're shuffling and stuff like that, I just like a thicker tarot cards. To me, they just last a bit longer. They don't get bent out of shape as quickly. I don't like thin tarot cards, so that's the only downside, because it's almost like paper, you know what I mean? That's the only downside about this deck. But other than that, I really like the deck, so we'll see how you guys like it in this reading. And then of course we got the Trustee Never Dusty Rider-Waite tarot deck. So Gemini, I'm hoping you guys have fun. The sun, with the sun and Venus in your sign, is your time to shine. I need to turn my air up some more. I don't know why it's so hot in here. And so it's on 74. I mean, it's still kind of hot. So and I already shuffled the Rider-Waite, but I'm going to shuffle it and cut it for you guys. And you know what? Today, I don't think I'm taking any reversals. So if anything comes out in reverse, we're just going to turn it upright and just go from there. And I did do some readings for you guys. I did readings after I post my Gemini video. I did readings for all of the signs. I did, and it was a really long video. I recorded it on my phone. I forgot my phone has that volume issue. It's like when I use the camera, the volume isn't right. But then when I use like Snapchat or any other Instagram or anything, and I record, the volume is fine. So I don't know why it's like that. But I recorded readings for all of the signs. I mean, it was like a 2-hour reading. I was gonna post it probably in a couple parts, but when I say they were all kind of negative, like everybody's problems were coming out in those readings. So number one, I had a hard time posting it because it's on my phone, but I got so frustrated I never posted it. It takes a long time to download it. I got to clear up space to download it. I have so much stuff on my iCloud and on my iPhone. I have no space. In my Dropbox, I have no space. I have no space anywhere. So I got so frustrated I never posted it. And then I thought about it and I said, you know what? It's not a total loss because everybody's reading was pretty much terrible. I think the only one who had a really good reading was Sagittarius. I think they were the only ones who had a good reading. So, here we go again. And instead of making it one long video with each sign, we can just post this one sign by sign. I don't know how the time flies like that. I'm 8 minutes in and I ain't dealt not one card. Okay, so Gemini, let's see what's popping. Like I said, a lot of birthday fun and excitement coming up for you guys. Just make sure you're getting your health checked on and everything is good to go in that department. And make sure you guys check out earthskystar.com. Point blank, period. The sun is in your sign. We just talked about that. Of course, it's your birthday. It's your birthday. Guys, if you haven't picked up that I'm the shit yet, I don't know what's taking you so long. There you go. You got Venus. I just darn said the sun and Venus are in your sign. Lord, I couldn't be more accurate. And you got the quincunx aspect of complexity. So if it's something in your life, I hope this is focused. It doesn't really look focused to me. Let me wipe this camera off, even though I don't think it's the camera. So you got the quincunx aspect of complexity. And this deck basically has the planets, the signs, and the aspects. So that's what's in this deck. And the quincunx represents some complexity. So although you may be having a good month, the attention is on you, the sun is on you, you want to feel love, you may not be feeling love because of a situation that you had to walk away from and a judgment that you had to make, and you basically had to cut somebody off. You may have had to cut somebody off, Gemini. And you also have certain situations where you've had to dish out money because of a judgment or because of a decision. So that may be the other thing is there may be some money issues, because Venus, of course, is about being comfortable, having luxuries, having pleasures, and with that quincunx aspect representing some sort of complexity, difficulty, or just something that's getting on your nerves, and then having the cards that represent the judgment. I believe the judgment, I believe this is Sagittarius, if I'm not mistaken. So information, it could be information you've found out that has your finances feeling bound, and has your finances feeling tight. So although you guys may be having a good month, you want to enjoy, you want to have the happiness of the sun and Venus. So you want to shine, you want to have fun. There's a lot of energy that you have in this month, and a lot of things that you want to do, and you kind of want to live it up in a lap of luxury. You want things to be luxurious. You want gifts. You want things to be harmonious. You want romance. You want that whole just that whole feeling of Venus and the sun. So you guys may be, like I said, there may be some issues going on with partnership between the man and the woman, and the man and the woman in a relationship, the men and women in your life. There may be some discord between these two aspects of the feminine Venus and then the male sun. So or there could be harmony as well, but just because of the cards that I'm getting, just awakening, I just feel like you found out we got the number 12, which adds up to a 3, which represents cycles and changes. So we have the awakening. So I think, like I said, you guys found out some information. The Knight of Swords came rushing in with some information. You found out some information to where you completely had to cut someone off. And I know a Gemini who has gone through some similar situations like this. So it's just funny that these cards come out, but you felt bound by that situation, or you still feel bound. So something's got you bound. It could either be a money situation or something having to do with either the male or the female lovers, or the male and the female in your life. Because right now I feel like there's a challenging aspect between the male energies and the female energies in your life. So a challenge between being hard and being soft. Being very active between being sort of passive, or very aggressive and being passive. There's some sort of discord between those two energies. And I think the key of this month, going as you have had your birthdays and as you go further into your birthdays in the summertime, is just to harmonize those aspects, because anything can happen. As you see, you had the wheel represented by the number 10, which leads you back to the number 1, which is self. So depending on how you choose to look at things, think about things, and the mindset that you have, which the awakening card speaks a lot about as well. The mindset that you have is going to dictate how things are going to turn out. So even though, we live in a world of up and downs, negative, or what is perceived as negative, has just as much right to exist as positive. So I'm going to have to use my feet to get this one, as positive. So it's how you think of things. It's the mind frame that you have. And the awakening card says change the way you're looking at the situation. Embrace your uniqueness. A temporary pause in the action. And see, that's what I was talking about. Being assertive between being a little passive. So things, I'm definitely getting a theme of things being tied up, and you not knowing how things are gonna turn out, because then you have the Eight of Winter. And the Eight of Winter is the Eight of Swords. So it really speaks about being trapped or having a lot of mental conflict, or feeling like there's some sort of limitations in what it is that you want to do. So maybe something you had planned for your birthday, or something for your kids, or just something related to plans that you have or things that you want to do, are being tied up by possibly not having the means, or things just disruptors in your plan, disruptors and challenges that you're facing back to back. And the Eight of Winter says, you have what it takes if only you believe in yourself. Thinking that you're powerless when you're not. A lack of self-confidence that keeps you from getting what you want. So again, Gemini, it goes back to you. It goes back to your mind frame, and that will determine your outcome. Because you can turn every negative positive. Anything that happens is an opportunity for you to change things in your life, and to turn it around and make your life what you want it to be. So you really have to practice those tools of manifestation, and the power of positive thinking. And the wheel says delays are over. Sudden or unexpected good luck. A new car or travel. So you Geminis, and what's really, really funny, I'm going to tell you something. I do a lot of my readings off the cuff. I'm not on a schedule, as you guys can tell by how often I post videos. So when I get a feeling, and a lot of times it's at this time of night, but between the hours of like anywhere between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. in the morning. Right now it is Monday the 10th, and it's 5 o'clock in the morning. And I've been up for a while. We had family at the house today, and like I said, my stomach was messed up because I was like eating. I cut up a watermelon, a nice watermelon with the black seeds. We had like watermelon. Then then I juiced the watermelon. So we're eating fruit, and then I'm in here eating coffee. So my stomach was all fucked up. But anyway, what's really funny about this wheel card is the Gemini friend that I said, who I knew was having stomach issues and is going through some of these things. She also got a new car, and she's traveling this month. So there may be a lot of Geminis that are traveling. There may be new modes of transportation coming into the picture and everything like that. So maybe you guys, and this represents travel, not travel, but movement as well. The Knight of Swords. And I think maybe having to take care of some of those things, maybe travel plans, if you guys are planning something for your birthday, or is this just a month maybe that you're taking vacation, or you have a vacation coming up, or you just got back from one, that may have held up some of your money for other things, or why you feel stuck in other ways. Because we're talking about a sense of movement, and I think there may be some material things that you guys have achieved and you have gotten into, and that you've moved towards, but there's also a pause on another front. So maybe there's been some material gain as far as getting a new car or traveling. Not that it was easy, but maybe there's been a move away from, or a decision made in regards to a relationship, because I'm seeing stagnancy on one hand, but I'm seeing movement on the other hand. But eventually, as we get towards the end of June, all of these things are going to move forward for you guys, because we had the Eight of Cups. So it's just walking away from difficulty and challenges. And these are in the wrong position right here. I put them back on the table in the wrong position. Walking away from a male in your life, or a male walking away from you, because we had the Sun, and the Eight of Cups was under the Sun. And then the Judgment is next. So walking towards a judgment, walking towards a decision, walking towards a new frame of thinking about someone or something in your life. And just to let you know, but go into something better. Trust me, what's coming is going to be much, much better. And I feel like when this happens, it wasn't easy. Like, it could have been a fight. It could have been difficult because the Knight of Swords rushes in. He's ready to go at it. So the Knight of Swords could represent an argument, something verbal, even something physical. It represents the air signs, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. So you might have had to go at it with somebody. Maybe you were going at it with a Sagittarius or someone Sagittarius-like, or something like that. The 10, the 20, maybe the number 2 means a lot to you. Maybe, there's a choice. There was a decision having to choose between one thing or another. Or maybe you could have been dealing with another air sign, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. And it was some difficulty. So this decision was made out of difficulty. And you had to just nip something in the bud really quick. And it had to do with the love relationship and where you stand with a male in your life. And you felt trapped and tied up, like it may have messed with your self-confidence in a sense as well, and how you view yourself. But Gemini, this is your month with the Sun and Venus. You are the shit. Don't let anybody tell you different, because you are. And these things will come. You just have to change your mind, and then therefore change your actions. So you can visualize what you want, but you have to have the actions to get there, because your actions are going to determine the outcomes that you get. So the things that you do have a direct effect on how things play out in your future and what's going to happen in your future. And through this difficulty, through these hard times, comes your luck and comes your good time. So focus on the good things that are happening. I know there may have been negative things happening where you really had to get in somebody's ass. You had to calm yourself down. You've been going through a lot of changes when it comes to your physical being and your love relationships. You've been going through a lot of changes, but good things are to come. And it's really cool to get that 10 of the wheel, the number 10, just showing you that you're getting to another cycle in your life. You're getting into another place in your life where you have the opportunity for a do-over, basically, Gemini, and to kind of press the reset button and make happen what you want to happen, instead of just flowing through life and dealing with the consequences, or just dealing with all the shit as it comes. Make a point to make your future something that flows easier for you, and doesn't put so much stress on your mental, so you don't have to have hostile situations such as this one. Even though I tell my friend all the time, I know every Gemini loves a little drama, but sometimes it's just not good for your mental health, and you may be having an awakening that you need to move a little differently. And maybe that's what the awakening is about. But I think you guys are really thinking deeply and probably walking away from people and behaviors of the past with that 8 of Cups. But it's walking to something better. It's definitely a good decision in the end, even though you have to let people know, and you might have to let them know in a nasty way how you're feeling and what's going on. But it is what it is, basically. And I just wanted to tell you what the quincunx represents. The quincunx aspect, it represents, it irritates, it's a puzzle, it's a mystery, it complicates, it contradicts, it clashes. Sometimes it misses the mark, it requires translation, adjusts, makes curious, educates, and transforms. So a lot of these things in regards to who you are, your relationship, and the things that you value in your life and that you want to see come into your life. So like your wealth, the art of receiving, beauty, pleasure, things of that nature, versus your outside will, your self-awareness, your life force, your spirit, your ego, your sense of individuality. What makes you stand out, Gemini? Have you found your place? Have you found what makes you happy? Are you doing with what makes you happy? Because if you found your passion or something that you're passionate about, that can help you out with some of the difficulties and some of the challenges that you face in your life, where you feel like you may be constantly missing the mark, or you're never quite satisfied, or you're never quite happy, or a lot of things creep up and crop up that you have to deal with from your past. So try to close things. Close chapters, make decisions, move forward, because you'll be moving forward. Make firm decisions that you stand in, because you'll be moving forward. You'll have an awakening and realize that you aren't really trapped. It's all in your head. It's in the mind. And then you'll be moving on to something much, much better and more comfortable for you. A better situation. So guys, that's what I have for Gemini this month. Again, make sure you check out Earth Sky Star. We're constantly stocking the store. If you guys want to give feedback on a reading, of course, I welcome you to do that. I try to answer every comment that I get. So leave it below. If you need tarot reading, you can visit the website, or you can simply email me at tarothelpnow@gmail.com. I'm always interested to talk to you guys, to chit chat back and forth. That's what makes this kind of thing worth doing. And yeah, let me know your feedback, comment, like, subscribe, share the video. Madam X, I'm gone.